Thank you so much for asking me, Rob. It's been exciting last 6 years building and validating the Jeeva clinical platform. What happened earlier this year is we launched the enterprise version as well as the more inclusive version with support for 130 languages with the integration of Google Translate into the application for both patient engagement, but also for study management and data capture. So essentially, we have evolved into a fully comprehensive, unified software platform that brings all the major features necessary to execute a clinical study under one login, from clinical data management, patient screening and enrollment, patient engagement and retention with a patient portal for omni-channel patient communication. As a rare dad myself and a patient advocate, we have really focused on what does patient centricity truly mean in the context of clinical research, and built the kind of features that would really enhance and address a fundamental problem that has been plaguing the clinical trials industry, which is 90% of clinical trials happen in 5% of the countries in the world. 95% of the countries are not engaged in clinical research. And if the sponsors are very willing and interested in changing that, but we lack technology solutions that fully leverage AI, natural language processing, language translation, and patient engagement, which one helps keep the clinical trial infrastructure in clean order for efficient patient engagement, and two, engage patients in their native language rather than eliminating all non-English speaking patients as part of the exclusion criteria. So I think that's been very exciting. We have validated this platform now with numerous clinical trials in oncology. And so we are really excited about the Cancer Moonshot initiative, which really is what we are piggybacking. And I think it's very, very well set up to leapfrog the cancer research in particular, although our platform itself is disease agnostic. The Cancer Moonshot is a initiative by a dad of a child with cancer that passed away, right? Which is President Biden. So it was a initiative by a family member in his capacity as the president, launching this Cancer Moonshot, which is really everybody agrees that curing cancer is good for mankind and for everyone. And so I think the important part of Cancer Moonshot is cancer prevention. It's best if we nip the bud, nip the problem in its bud, and not let it really emerge into a full-blown disease and metastasize, which is when it's very hard to tackle. And so there are cancer prevention type clinical studies that we are supporting. For example, France Viral Therapeutics, which is a pre-cancer treatment that they are running phase 2 trials on, that we are very excited and honored to be a partner and support with the data management platform. And two, debilitating diseases like leukemias and B-cell lymphomas, have a innovative therapy called chimeric antigen receptor T-cell treatments, the cell and gene therapies, which are really the bleeding edge of cancer treatment right now. And just a couple of weeks ago, we were in Baltimore, where one of our collaborators from the Tata Memorial Center and the Indian CAR T therapy that got recently accolades from the President of India, Bill Gates, and many others who visited them for bringing down the cost of CAR T therapies by 1/10, essentially 10% of the cost of what we pay in the United States. And that's making CAR T therapies more affordable for every low and middle income countries. And so we were honored to be part of that clinical trial supporting with our software platform as well. So I think between cancer prevention and cancer treatments, including the bleeding edge CAR T therapies for cancers, is areas where we have been part of supporting in terms of the overall Cancer Moonshot. And the FDA has initiated a program called ASHA, which essentially encourages US-based sponsors to increase clinical trials with India. From a regulatory point of view, they are providing framework to increase representation. Because if you look at the global population, 15% of global population is Indian diaspora. Representation in clinical trials, 1.2%. And that 1.2% is because Indian diaspora represents about 1.2% of the American population, but the global population is 15%. And so that's true for many other diasporas globally, where US is the melting pot of various populations, but when we look at it on a global scale. So I think it's really clear that FDA, industry, patient advocates, researchers are all aligned now, and it's happening. These global collaborations and cross-border collaborations are happening. So I think as a technology solution provider, we are well positioned to support these initiatives that are already underway, and they are happening. And what's needed is technology solutions that can scale in volume, as well as inclusivity in terms of language, culture, and engagement in ways in which different patients prefer to engage with the clinical trial ecosystem.